How the fuck are we doing?
Opening weekend for a movie in Spain. Pretty cool. Next week, the series changes it up with a wedding in Rec 3. But until then, I'm James Anthony's. It's been the Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this Kill Count. I want to thank some patrons like Christian Quinn, Henrik and Arthur Sanderson, Brandon Sabira, Tyler Stephen Lyle, Wookie Kane, Colin Buckingham.
How we doing?
August 45. Thanks, everyone. Be good people.
Let's take a jet to Aruba. You know, sounds nice. Ooh, you can fall into my trap. You gonna fall right through. Even when you're with your lover and the phone's on mute. When I call you an Uber, you gonna come right through. Cry me a river. You lie, I won't forgive you. I won't ever trust you. I won't ever miss you. Yeah, I love my baby mother, but she fuck another nigga. I won't ever touch her. Don't you ever get it twisted. Now cry me a river. Just get it out your system. You know how much I really want you. You know I'll never ever forget you. And you be calling you a bitch of shit, but I be fucking off the liquor. I hate Bluetooth.
20 minutes in, it switches to a more traditional cinematic style as it follows the bride and groom trying to reunite
Perfect. Remember when bitches was curving? You working? Clothes you were burning. Come closer. Want some closure? Come closer. You told me that you need some clothes. I drive a road. Hold up. I can take a trip to the island now. So be a pet game, you get away too comfortable. Comfortable treating me like a regular. Don't bring out the worst in me when I bring out the best in you. Don't make me turn savage. I'm no regular girl. I'm straight up my room at least a little bit before I leave. So it can be Donington. So I don't gotta do anything when I come back in the crib. Just a little bit of light organizing. How's everybody fucking doing today? I'm in a good mood, can't complain. Can't complain. I'm doing good. Just got work today. Got a light shift. I don't open or close, so the day should be. I'm like a midday, and that's like perfect. I don't have no responsibilities as an open or closer. I'm just existing around everybody else. I love this. I love to be in existence. So that's beautiful.
Rob was talking to one of this movie's found
I gotta blast out a little bit.
Holdo's cousin, Adrian. Our other main camera is this pro with a stabilizer, Atu, whose footage is quite an
Make me since you want my thing. Make me.
Thanks, Atu. You're a good guy. Another little camera running around is Tita, the younger sister of Holdo's wife-to-be, Clara, who's got something on her mind besides her upcoming vow. Holdo talks with his uncle Pepe Victor, a jovial chap who's sporting a bandage on his hand. He works at an animal clinic, and a dog bear bit him. I'm sure it's totally fine. The last few characters we meet as the ceremony gets started are a bunch of Rafa's rowdy friends, the so-called Peña del Perón. I thought they'd be zany characters we'd get to follow throughout this adventure, but sadly, most of them fall by the wayside. And really wanted to get to know the guy who does 3 open mics every night and Spanish Seth Rollins over there. El Mesías del lunes por la noche. Father Lozada marries Holdo y Clara, and after some ring fingering, a couple of vows, and a kid, the two of them are joined in holy matrimony. And ironic, everyone gives their congrats to the newlyweds, including Holdo's hearing aid wearing grandma, and then it's off to the reception we go. There certainly are, Adrian. Lots of people, and the sponge person. Yeah, someone might want to get a real sponge for Tio Pepe Victor. He's looking like he's about to have a flop sweat. Clara tries to tell Coldo something important, but doesn't get the chance to before their entrance music plays and they head into the reception. Chelsea and I might do a Sami Zayn Shinsuke entrance for us. I'll skate all up and down that room, man. Though we know disaster awaits them, it's nice to see how in love Clara and Coldo are. Both actors, Leticia Dolera and Diego Martin, do a great job establishing that passion in the little time they get. It's hard for me to know what other roles of actors are notable when I'm talking about film industries outside the U.S., but American viewers may have caught a glimpse of Ms. Dolera in the second episode of Penny Dreadful. She was an attendee of that seance where Ava Green went buck wild. She's also married to director Paco Plaza, though they never mentioned that.
Leave your fucking talking shit over here.
During the reception, we meet the guy hired to entertain kids dressed like SpongeBob, right?
Bueno, pues hubo un tema con los derechos y ahora el disfraz de todos. Y que quede bien claro que estamos hablando de un personaje que no tiene nada que ver con ese que tú te refieres. Que es lo que...
Tom Sponge and Adrian see the sick Tio puking. They better hope that guys just had one too many blood berries. Something about all those people in hazmat suits over there tells me that's not the case. Inside, the reception is proceeding as planned. Clara and Coldo doing a choreographed couples dance that the actors actually had to learn in real life. It was one of many ways the production tried to make the wedding feel as authentic as possible, which brought an element of joy to the wedding that was never really present in the first two films.
Muchas veces olvidábamos todos, sobre todo los actores que estábamos rodando. Yo me acuerdo los momentos en que rodábamos las partes del convite y del baile, en que ellos se convirtieron en una boda real.
To make sure everyone there looked the part, director Paco Plaza personally helped cast all the
Hey Darius, how you doing?
alongside casting director Ana
Sorry, I
Isabel
was just like
Vázquez,
straightening up
who actually
my
played
room
the
a little
Colombian
bit
in the first two
because it looks like a
Velasquez
tornado hit
is
us
one
for
of
the
the
past
many
few days.
who
I had to
returned
lock
from
it and
Rex
get it
1 and
right.
2. Art director Gemma Fabria came back as well.
Sharon's gonna
Excited
go
to
work. I
do
just gotta
something
put my
other
hoodies
than
on.
create a spooky
This
penthouse.
is all
This
these
time
angles are
around,
fucking.
she got to pick out flowers
Gotta
and a
smoke.
color palette for an entire damn wedding. Editor David Gaga, who
I
cut
gotta
the
get high
first
before I go to this bitch.
similarly got to expand his horizons by getting
How
to
are
work
these
with
doing
a
on
lot
this
of
fine,
different
beautiful
taken
day?
by people at the wedding. He and Plaza worked together to determine just how much of the movie should take place before the infection broke out. Going
Doing
to
pretty good.
balance the
Can't
approach of
complain. Can't
experiencing this
complain.
event
In
with
a
the
good
excitement
mood
of
overall.
getting to the horror, which we're just about to get to as soon as Rafa seals up his
Pretty
seduction
good
of a
mood
French
overall. I gotta go to work
That's the kind of
at
footage you want to
3.
get on camera.
So I got like a good hour before
check
I
out the
gotta be
drunk
there.
uncle up on the banister
Not too
like
shabby.
it's Tim Curry Pennywise.
How are
Quick,
you
get
doing?
a good shot before. Oh, never mind. We got a drunkle down. I repeat, a drunkle down. Uncle
I'm
Pepe
dropping a video today, so I'm
becomes our
excited for
first
that.
victim on the couch when he's revealed to be infected, and though he's biting out his wife's neck,
I can't
whenever I can, I wait for the infection to heal before I add people to the list. Gotta show surefire signs like keeping up blood, you know, or jumping through screens like these couple of infected people. Looks like they're Felicia from outside.
What you
Shit
gonna
goes
do?
nuts, but the only infected people I see at first are one dude who jumps downstairs with a roar,
But you don't give
and an
up.
infected woman who we see eating someone's neck on the ground. Amidst the chaos, Clara
I'm from New
goes
York.
in the opposite direction of her brand new husband, who winds up in the kitchen with a larger group of people, and an infected male wedding guest trying to get inside. Once again, makeup effects on the infected zombie demons were done by David Ammon. He applied his by now well-honed artistry to stunt performers who worked under stunt coordinator Luis Rivera to do all this crazy jumping and running around. Helps that a lot of them were young parkour dudes, like a guy named Yosua, who did that 2-story jump from the balcony. God damn. This is obviously a crazy time to keep the camera rolling, but Atum gives us the justification we need for us to have a found footage film.
tried everything.
Yeah, that's right, Atu. Oh, wait, that's not right, Atu. According to Coldo, he says that's insane.
Tell your mother to go
Breaks
work
the camera on the ground, which leads to an extremely late in the game title card. Jeez, what's this movie think it is? Friday the 13th remake? With a regular rec perspective. On the floor, broken and dead, we switch into full-on movie mode, complete with a non-diegetic score composed by Michael Salas. This break from the franchise's style gave yet another returning crew member the chance to do something different, as cinematographer Pablo Rosso now got to work with a big ol' Ari Alexa camera, and also didn't have to run around as a character behind the lens. Good for him! Our first cinematic kills to go on the count are two kitchen workers found infected in the back, who are then locked behind a sliding door. Just two, though, right? Maybe this is oh, come on! Fuck, man. There's like 16 people in this shot, I think. They're either stumbling around like they're infected or lying motionless getting eaten. So let's put them all on the list. And yeah, maybe some of the people in that shot are infected folk I've already counted. We're just gonna have to learn to live with that uncertainty, right? Coldo wants to go find Clara, but they're pretty cornered in the kitchen. And with an infected woman trying to get in, they turn to a grill on as a means of escape. Too bad this Moncho messes things up and causes the multi-tool to fall through the slats. With the infected woman outside, joined by 3 infected dudes, the kitchen crew turns to an air gun to get them out. Well, most of them.
I'm changing the video.
Atun tells them to go
changing the video drop to 2:30.
To come back for
so it'll be right after Embers.
They climb through the ducts using camcorder night vision as an homage to the first two films, and when they reach the end, they see a topless woman wandering around, obviously infected. That, or she just really lets go at receptions. After climbing out, they also see an infected woman chasing down a guest at the party, and then an infected man, an infected woman, and 2 infected indiscernibles running along the terrace. They reach a cop car as another infected dude jumps down from the balcony, only to find the police officer inside not moving. But this lady is! She's missing an eye and infected as all hell. Adrian saves his primo from her attack, and Moncho finally makes himself useful by beating the woman down with a car jam and making sure she stays down, too. While trying to figure out the car's radio, Moncho was bitten and killed by the infected police officer, waking up from his happy nap. I'm counting Moncho now since I don't think we ever see him infected. I'll also count the infected woman and 2 infected dudes. Then
wanna be free.
Wait a minute, 6 infected dudes.
No, we need something more exciting. Like,
Chase away Coldo.
get a video dropping.
The heroes run
Something to
through
get
the
something to pump up the jam.
mausoleum, where they see one more infected woman from afar. I think we saw her getting attacked a little earlier, but now she's confirmed infected. They're led into the crypt by Coldo's grandmother, who tells them the infected are unable to get inside this holy sanctuary. Unfortunately for Coldo, Clara is not among the people taking refuge, but her voice does come over the speaker system, telling him she's alright.
This ain't that.
He's okay too.
Because my shit's not me, but
Mainly tell him what's been on her mind all day.
keep pushing.
When your dog hears the call of the wild, have the right fuel to answer. Blue Wilderness Chicken, 30% more protein and purina program chicken is formulated to give
I'm
your
still.
dog energy.
And I don't ask for help. I can do bad all by myself.
Stay wild.
Coldo resolves to save his life
Niggas to the left.
and to
So I'm
protect
saying
himself from this mission. He turns to some
God, send me mine.
Clara is in the building's command center.
Holy smart.
Father Losada, who rattles
Ain't no
off
way you
about
on that
biblical
look like
angels
her.
as security camera shows us 25 more infected or dying people. Once again, there's a decent chance some of these people were already counted. Once again, doesn't really matter. The zombie demon Danger arrives in person when an infected woman leads a charge that turns Clara into Wendy Torrance. They
Stomp
break
y'all.
through the door. I see her and 5 other infected dudes coming in behind her. Y eso no es todo. There are another 5 infected people trying to get in to where Clara and El Padre are. Wow, zombie and infection movies are real hard to find. Coldo and a worker named Danilo run around in St. George's Army, which is just a shade too goofy to me. especially couples with choral music on the soundtrack. The armor, which costume designer Olga Rodal had to get from Germany, was pretty heavy and uncomfortable, so Koldo's actor Diego Martin was also not a fan. They hide from an infected baby stumbling around outside, and as they do, they miss Clara and Father Losara using a fire hose to get down to the floor below them. They come across Rafa, French kissing that Natalie, and both of them completely oblivious to what's happened at the reception. Sir Koldo and his Sancho Panza are just about at the command center when Danilo is dragged out of a window and killed, his shield sliding out to punctuate his fate. Too bad Clara's not even in the control room anymore. She's too busy slut-shaming Natalie as they try to avoid infection, like the two down the hall behind them, or the one who pops up in front of them and gets a full cue in the face for his efforts. Their escape downstairs is blocked by a background infected dude and two foreground infected women, including Pepe Victor's wife, Anton Haro, who was bit earlier. In the mirror, the women look like Tristana and once again, I hate more than a fake trick. The sight of her in the reflection causes Father Losara to name-drop Father Albelda from Part 2. Sounds like he's familiar with the Vatican's work.
Oh, I think I'm settling on a different nail set, I'm not gonna lie.
Victims of a viral possession, he's able to hold off their attacks with some holy words and a rosary. Dude's literally living on a prayer. Koldo finally makes it to the control room, too late to find Clara, and too distracted to notice the events of Rex 1 and 2 playing out on the TV behind him. He watches on security cameras as Adrian helps a bunch of people, mostly kids, into a bus to escape. The shadows make it hard to count everyone there, but count them I must, since we see 16 infected people chase them into the bus and eventually get inside. Since I did my best and counted 15 people getting onto the bus, including Adrian, Tita, and Koldo's grandma, I'm adding 31 total deaths to the count right now. Yeah, Koldo, this is a sad one. Koldo sees a reflection of Tristana in the monitor, but when he swings his mace at the figure, it ends up being one of Rafa's friends, the Seth Rollins guy who had played guitar at the ceremony. As for Rafa himself, he's making his way through the building with Clara and Natalie, though they're about to add someone even better to the party. As Rafa and Sponge Guy try to open a gate, Clara tells Natalie that she only invited her to be nice. So, you know, it sucks that she actually came. Yeah, especially because this infected lady behind that window punches through it and bites Natalie. Once again, I'll just count Natalie's death right now, since we don't see her infected form later, and since I stopped caring about consistency about 15 minutes ago. They make it outside into the pouring rain, and as Spongy and Rafa go check on a car, Clara sees her infected mom standing there. Love this sideways long shot of her. La Madre charges at her daughter with intent to fight, but she gets shot in the back by John Esponja, putting her down. That'll do, Sponge. That'll do. Rafa tells Clara there's no time to grieve, since they've got 4 more infected people making their way towards them. They start to run away, but unfortunately, the beloved children John Esponja is killed, and he won't be seen infected later. He'll never return to the mango he lives in the ocean. Rafa and Clara find a hatch that leads underground, but before they head down there, Clara sees 5 more infected folk headed their way. I think 4 dudes and a lady. In any case, they're unable to get to the hatch before it's shut. Clara and Rafa run through an underground tunnel that was so exciting for the filmmakers to find.
I smoked so much smoke about one.
Actually came to set and rewrote parts of the script to better fit the location.
Era perfecto porque era una pantalla toda. Claro, cuando pasas de nivel y el escenario cambia, los personajes se medio transforman.
Clara refuses to head for an entrance without Koldo by her side, and she knows her husband is still alive because he just gave her a sign by cranking up the jams. Koldo did always love playing his music loud. How conveniently close by Chase gets to making this movie marketable. There ain't too many things cooler than a pissed off bride prepared to kick some ass. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. As with Ready or Not, Clara's wedding dress, designed by Rosa Ferran, was almost like another character on set, with 9 different versions of these, depending on how bloody or dirty they needed it to be. She was actually picked out by Leticia Dolera herself, who came to love the costume, especially after she cuts it down for increased mobility.
Para mí es como su traje de superheroína.
As Clara heads out to find her love, Poldo returns to the kitchen, where he sees that Atum has slit his wrists rather than be infected by some zombie demons. Sad to see him gone. Actor Gloria Glaze Santaolalla made the character really enjoyable. When Atum's body slumps over, he reveals the OG infected guest, Tio Pepe Victor, who's ready to give the groom his blessings and infectings. They get into a pretty damn good kitchen fight, with a gnarly, sponsor-worthy ending when Coldo sticks an immersion blender into the mouth of his sick Tio and bores a hole straight into his face. They spent a ton of time filming this kitchen fight, with actors Diego Martinez and Emilio Manchego doing a lot of the stunts themselves. David Ampey created a dummy of Tio Pepe Victor that Martin actually got to stick the blender into, while the crew sprayed fake blood onto his face. But of course, he was left to returning visual effects extraordinaire Alex Giaglassa.
He wanna kiss me all over my
Shots
tats.
of the dummy, all
I'm
while
so fucking
soundifying
sexy
the
that
eyes,
you take.
adding plenty of blood and
Do
gore.
myself
Although
cause I know
Pepe
that I'm
Victor
next.
doesn't go on the count.
My Uncle
It's
St.
already
Louis
been
in a
added.
skit,
I will
and I
go
can't go
have the
slow.
13 infected slash
I'm a big
Polo
fucker.
in a slow panning shot.
But
I know it's
you
back in
knew
the
that,
fall,
though.
so we may have already counted these infected folks, but I also know that y'all love big numbers. Underground, 3 zombies, 2 dudes and a lady, have finally caught up to Clara, but she refuses to stand for their shit anymore.
You got a hoe, that's
She
an ass,
attacks
custom
her,
toes,
puts the
booty
lady
shorts,
down,
coochie
and then
swole, don't
especially
know about my booty hole.
she starts up the chainsaw and cuts her head, and hiya! Hell yeah, Clara! Oh, watch out for the
Drop some
Goomba!
dummy
Oh
though.
yeah, Karate Kid! The last zombie attacks her, but she kills that one by sticking the chainsaw into his torso and then bringing it up, cutting his body in half, just like she did that lady zombie's head. Props to Leticia Dolera for taking on all this action. They had brought in a stunt performer for that high kick, but Dolera insisted on doing it since she had trained a lot to make this sequence believable.
Claro, como yo soy de tendencia más bien delgada y tal. Claro, yo hablé con Paco, digo, nos tenemos que creer que esta tía luego va a coger una mecánica y va a partir cabezas. Entonces lo que hice fue ir al gimnasio y he cogido un entrenador personal.
Unfortunately, during all the chaos, Rafa got bit, and he quickly succumbs to the virus right in front of Clara's eyes. She puts the infected Lefardo out of his misery by chainsawing his head off. Damn, you don't want to fuck with Clara, y'all. It's her dying. I love all these chainsaw kills, and I like how sound designer Gabriel Gutierrez recorded the sound effects for that. I literally chainsawed a whole bunch of meat. I much prefer these sounds to what they went with for the zombies, which sometimes sound a bit too much like dinosaurs. But there are more here now. Clara makes an exit, as behind her, 6 more infected folk enter the tunnel to give chase. In the kitchen, Poldo arms himself with a cake cutting spoon, and then hears his beloved wife below him. He sees that she's at the bottom of that floor from earlier, and after he calls out to her, the newlyweds finally get to see each other again.
Te quiero. No nos vamos a separar nunca más, Dani. Nunca.
But listen, you two, there are still a bunch of infected demon zombies running around, who I'll assume were previously added to the list since I counted the ballroom twice already. Clara retrieves the multi-tool that was dropped, and Coldo uses it to open the grill before the 6 cellar zombies begin to Clara. And to make sure they don't follow, she sticks a key in one of their eyes. At last, husband and wife are able to embrace. And I'd honestly be thrilled if this movie ended right now. But we've still got 15 minutes. Let's just hope they can make it. A bunch of sick people, who I'll once again assume I've already found, swarm into the kitchen and surround Poldo and Clara. They're just about to accept their fate. Father Rosario voice comes over the speakers reciting a prayer. The holy words stop the demons in their tracks, allowing Poldo and Clara to get away. And thankfully, gracias, padre. The husband and wife get outside, and oh boy, yeah, I'm just gonna call it right now.
You are ruining my work prep. What?
I've had to have already counted them, and if I haven't, well,
What?
got me right, I officially give up counting. Sorry to let you all down. It's just goddamn impossible at this point.
Nigga!
Okay.
What?
One more infected person. Because we definitely have no record. Kogo's grandfather with the hearing aid, who's now confirmed infected and is able to bite Clara because he couldn't hear the.
Yeah, I think at the top.
Clara's been dead, but she's not about to give up